Welcome to the Lawyers Who Care podcast, the video show that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. And on each episode, we're going to meet a new lawyer, and they're going to share stories about when they went above and beyond for their clients. And my name is Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth, a nationally recognized wealth management firm for lawyers, their firms, and their clients. And so let's applaud lawyers who care, and let's try to learn from them. I'd like to welcome Kim Hegwood. She is a trust in the state's attorney from Houston, Texas. So welcome, Kim.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So, Kim, tell us how you became a lawyer. What made you want to do that line of work?
It's funny because somebody asked my mother that years ago, and I happened to overhear it. And my mother said, she said, I don't remember a time she never wanted to be a lawyer, that she wanted to do anything else, and which is probably true. I don't remember a time that I wanted to do anything else but be a lawyer. So.
Great. And tell us about your law firm and tell us about your specialty.
I'm blessed. I have a great law firm. And so Hegwood Law Group is located in Houston, although we've now realized that, we can take care of everybody all over Texas. We do estate planning, we do elder law, we do probate, we do guardianship, and we do special needs. And so for children with disabilities. And so all of those things have come to play in a variety of different ways over time in my law practice.
And what's your favorite part, Kim?
I would probably tell you that the elder law is my favorite part. I tell most people that I miss my grandparents, so I love hanging out with other people's grandparents. The generation is spectacular. They're just some of the best people you will ever meet. Their stories are great. They're a generation that was raised really well, that they're just 99.9% of them are just awesome people that you just want to spend time with.
Great. And so your practice is focusing on those areas?
Yes, sir. And we spend a lot of time doing that.
Got it. And tell us a great story where you went above and beyond for your clients.
It's funny when you asked me that when we talked about doing the podcast, and we talked about some stories, and and I have some good ones. I've got a client with Parkinson's. And we've been back and forth to his house. We've updated his documents at home. We've helped him do some things that needed to get done in order to make sure he was taken care of. He has an excellent support group, but he needed a little extra. And while I was telling that story, I got thinking about it. We do that a lot for a lot of our clients, not just one. It's one of those things where I look at a lot of our clients that when they become clients of Hegwood Law Group, they're like part of the family. So you get to know them, and you get to know them on a really personal level. So you get to know who they are and what they're about and what's important to them. You get to know about their families, their hopes and dreams and things like that. So you always want to make sure that you're doing everything to kind of help them get to where the places that they want to be all the time. And so to help them make their legacies come true and that sort of stuff. We've done home visits. I have a client that I took her to have surgery twice because she didn't have anybody else to take her. And I just couldn't imagine her, she said, oh, I'll drive myself and take an Uber back or something. I'm like, no. I got up and took her and stayed with her. But you do that.
And this was an older client?
It's one of my older clients, yeah.
How old? In their 70s or 80s or 90s?
Mid to late 80s, I think.
My hat's off to them for being familiar with Uber.
Yeah. But just, they're just great people that sometimes they just need a little extra. So, with our law firm, we want to make sure that, if there's things that we can't do, we put them in touch with people that can. Have a great referral network. And all kinds of different things, from home health to case managers to just about anybody you could think of. We've worked with them over the years. I've been doing this a long time. And so the goal always is to to really take care of that client in a very well-rounded way. So like if our clients have a financial advisor like yourselves, we want to work with the financial advisors and their CPAs because that gives them the best plan and puts them in the best possible position, having that all of those parties working together for the common goal. And there's some things that the client will tell me, but a lot of times the financial advisor knows them longer. So they know things, so you want to be able to have that great relationship with the people that your clients trust so that they're getting the best possible outcome as well.
Mm-hmm. So not only is it, a cross-platform, between the law and finance and accounting, what do you also do with regard to the generations? So you're dealing with maybe a grandma or grandpa, then there's the son and daughter who are involved, and perhaps grandchildren, things like that. How do you integrate that as well into your discussions, I'm assuming?
A lot of times they'll come in and, like one generation will come in and do the planning. I had some clients that came in and they did their planning and they were like, we need mom and dad to do theirs. And I said, well, go home and brag. Tell them that you did yours and how good it feels. And, and that it gave you that peace of mind that you were looking for. And that and all the reasons why you did it and all the good things it's going to do. And sure enough, the parents came in. So we do a lot of generational planning because a lot of times, depending on assets and things like that, what the grandparents have are going to affect the parents, and then what the parents have is going to affect the children. So a lot of times, you're doing generational planning to make sure that everything that we do from one generation to the next is a good thing and not a bad thing. And so, because now you're always looking for more, tax issues than we have before. Because of potential changes and things like that, but really trying to make sure that that things pass and that their legacies go the way they want them to without problems. I litigated early in my practice, so I know how easy it is to tear up a family. And so our goal is to try to minimize problems because I can see them coming. So if client says, oh, I want to do X, Y, or Z, I look at my job is to go back and say, okay, well, if you do that, how is that going to affect this child or this child? And so because it's very important to minimize problems so that the kids aren't fighting down the road. And so you never want that. Families want to be, during the grieving process, they want to be coming together and not splitting up. And so.
And I'm sure you've had stories where the opposite was true, where maybe, they're asking you to, design some work on an ex post basis, or to review things because it wasn't set in place correctly, before one of the parties passing.
Yeah, there are some things you can fix in the probate process here in Texas. There are some things that you can't fix. You just have to kind of change and hopefully do better, for the next person, either whether it's a spouse or the children or things like that. And so it's really important just to make sure that you spend some time in actually having the conversations with an attorney. And as you get older, we really want you to spend some time with a good elder law attorney, because we do things differently in my elder law practice than we do for kids that are 18, heading off to college and getting their planning done, because it makes a difference in where you are in life. So your planning needs to account for that. And estate planning is not a one and done. It's takes care of this now. In 3 to 5 years, you need to revisit it, update it, and make sure that it stays current, because a lot of things change over a 3-year time period. You'd be surprised how quick life changes over about a 3-year time period.
So you're saying you can't eat once and for all. It is an ongoing process.
No, a lot of people think it's a one and done. It's not. It's definitely one of those things that needs to be current, up to date. We find more difficulty that clients have with power of attorneys, especially your statutory dual power of attorneys, because anytime you're trying to deal with finances, those power of attorneys need to be very current, because entities like to deny them all the time. Your banks will send it to their legal department and they'll say, no, we can't take it unless you do X, Y, or Z, kinds of things. So our goal is to keep them current and up to date. They're signed in the office, so they know that if they are signed in a lawyer's office, those people were competent when they signed them. And so it makes it easier. The more current and up to date your documents are, the easier it is for those agents to use when the time comes. And it's all about making things easy, making things painless, and making sure that things work exactly how you want them to work.
Well, it's certainly an eye-opening discussion we've had today, and I'm sure people would want to reach out to you. Can you offer your phone number twice, or web address, or social media contacts? Can you tell us how to get in touch with you?
Well, you can call the office. Our telephone number here in Houston is 281-218-0880. And since you asked for it twice, 281-218-0880. You can get onto the website. Hopefully the new one will be up here in the next few days. And that's hegwoodlaw.com, and that's HEGWOODLAW.com. And so either one, you can get on and give us a call or get on the website and check us out. We have a lot of fun things on the website to peruse and enjoy, and a lot of our workshops are recorded and they're on the website, so you can get some good education while you're hanging out.
Give us that web address one more time, Kim.
It's hegwoodlaw.com, so it's HEGWOODLAW.com.
Got it. Well, Kim, thank you so much for the time today. Our guest has been Kim Hegwood. She's a trust and estates attorney from Houston, Texas. And this has been the Lawyers Who Care podcast, the video show that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. My name again, Andrew Samalin. And if you have an attorney or you are an attorney that might be appropriate for this podcast, reach out to us at info@samalinwealth.com. That's info@samalinwealth.com. And thanks again for joining us, Kim, and have a great day, everyone.
Thanks for having me.